Right, it's recording. Okay. Okay, it's a bit laggy. Sorry. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Muhammad Rafi Prasojo Suyono. I'm from English Education 2018, and here is my student number 220141800. And this is I would like to present about the presentation for final assignment of factual speech. And this is my presentation. It's about the history of feminism in Indonesia. It is a reason of why there is a feminism in Indonesia. And the source is from website Nalar Politik, written by Hesti Aulia Rahmi. She's a UGM International Relations student, and its second one is from Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a website, and life observation. Meanings of life observation here is a proof about what is going on about the feminism in Indonesia, because I observe it by myself. So let's begin. Right, it's a bit slow. Right, this is the first slide. And here's the next slide. Here is the contents that we're gonna see from this presentation. The first one is introduction of feminism. It's about what is feminism, definition of feminism, and yeah, something like that. And the second one is the history of feminism. It means that history of feminism in the general, history of feminism in the world. It's just a short history. And the third one is history of feminism in Indonesia. It's actually very short because the reason why there is a feminism in Indonesia is just one. It's because our main heroine, and stay tuned to that. And the last one is feminism in Indonesia these days. It's basically telling us about what is proof that feminism in Indonesia is success or not, accepted or not here in these days. Okay, let's go to the next one. The first one is introduction of feminism. Introduction of feminism. Feminism is a movement that fights for a change in the position of women in the social system and society. Feminism not only fights for the emancipation of women before men, but also for men, especially the proletariat, from domination, exploitation, and repression from an unjust system. So it is basically a gender equality. It's a movement that can we say fight for all. It's a same rights, same attitude, that same yes, the same right. It's the from this unjust system, and they are looking for justice because the next one will be telling you about the reason. Next slide is the history of feminism. This is the reason why there is a feminism. Historically, feminism grew against the background of the decline in the status of women by the church in Europe. According to McKay, in the decade of 1560 and 1648, there was a concept that stated that women were the source of sin and were second-class creatures in the world. Women are considered as irrational creatures and placed in the domestic roles. Oh, it's very racist, of course. Married women in this century also do not have the right to divorce their husband for any reason. Limitation. During this period, women activities were also very restricted, including in intellectual matters, making it difficult to find women scientists at this time. So it's a cause for why feminism is growing, because it's grew to fight for the equality, to free their rights. It's to free their limitations so they can break the limits and to the higher education, finding education. And this is the one that very, very unacceptable is the right to divorce their husband for any reason. If they are a woman and they are very didn't like their husband because their husband is very doing bad thing to her, or they are torturing her and they cannot have a divorce, it's very injustice, right? It's unfair for the woman. So I guess this is the no, it's not guess. It's the reason why women should fight for feminism. So this is the beginning of feminism, why there is growth. And the history of feminism in Indonesia. At the end of the 19th century, women were involved in armed struggle against invaders, against colonial. At first, only limited to helping her husband or father, then slowly become a leader of the troops and the people. Cut Mutia and Cut Nyadien, for example, Christina Matatiau, Emi Silent, Walanda Malamis, and Nyagang Serang. At that time, the concept of even awareness about gender equality did not yet exist. However, what is interesting that these women, they are mostly aristocrats, or we can say the higher position. They are bangsawan, they are rich people, they are upper class people who were mostly aristocrats. That's the meaning. Were actually willing to risk their lives together with the soldiers and ordinary people against the company. Company means here a colonial. So this is a fight to colonialism. So at that time, it's very common, I guess, women as troops in, I think, in their no, no, it's in their area because it's their rights. So even at that time, the concept of gender equality did not yet exist. This is pure to fight for colonialism, and they are doing it together with their husbands. So this is, I think, this is the beginning that what our main heroine later will do to the emancipation. And the next one is the figure of feminism in Indonesia. She's Era Kartini. She was born on 21 April 1877 in Jepara, Central Java, Dutch East Indies, or we can say Indonesia. And she died on 17 September 1904 at her age 25 in Rembang, Central Java, Indonesia. Her complete name is Raden Ajeng Kartini. She's known for our feminism fights, women's emancipation, as a national heroine, of course. Her spouse was Raden Adipati Dayodiningrat. The next one. So this is the beginning of Kartini idea to emancipation. This is the history of emancipation, or it's actually a feminism. Why there is a feminism in Indonesia? This is the reason why. So the main reason in here is explained by to give Kartini a free way to learn about higher education and asking for the same right as like this. So let's see it. Kartini has a burning passion and a strong desire to be able to learn freely. But unfortunately, she must accept the fact that education is only permitted until the age of 12.5 years. Oh no, I'm sorry. At that age, she had to get out of school and stay behind house wall for 4 years during seclusion, while her brother can continue his education. So basically, she's being imprisoned in her house because it's so restricted. She cannot go out, she cannot get out from the house just to waiting for the man to marry her. Yeah, a personal housewife. Actually, same like the reason why feminism is born. And Kartini can only read books and newspapers there. With the Dutch language she had mastered, Kartini channeled her passion. She spread her passion, energy, and disappointment through the letters she wrote. She wrote a letter, and the main ideas in her writing are to improve education for women, both ordinary people and upper classes. Kartini wants equality, that women can get a higher education that same with men without calculating their role as a woman. So basically, Kartini here just want to say that women can get a higher education too, not because they are women, but because they are human. Human has the same rights. There are things that woman can only get like a housewife doing the housework. No, no, no. It's very wrong. So that's why this is the reason why Kartini ideas to do the emancipation. And the next one we're gonna see what's the result of the Kartinist movement's fight. Okay. And the last one is the feminism in Indonesia right now. So the point is, feminism in Indonesia right now is happening, and to memorize Kartini's idea, in 2nd May of 1964, President Sukarno issued a decree of President Republic Indonesia, number 108, 1964, to celebrate Kartini Day, and it's lasted until now, until today. The current feminism movement is a form of thought and idealism pioneered by Kartini in the past, known as women's emancipation. So we can say this movement is growing rapidly at this time, and it's very success. It can be seen from various perspectives, especially from deprivation. Many professions that in fact can only be done by men apparently can be mastered by women. We can take a sample. Like my left observation, I saw a micro LED driven by a woman. So I just asked her, and she said that the reason why she drove the micro LED is because her husband was sick, and she replaced her husband to work as a micro LED driver to get her woman as to get the role as a man who give nafkah to their family. So she's looking money replacing her husband. This actually is not just a profession, but it's a role. So woman can do a man's role too, but it's not like she's forgetting her job as a woman to feed their child or to educate her child because she's the educator for their child, of course. And in the terms of economy, politics, women also take part. So we can say that feminism in Indonesia is highly accepted in Indonesia. Yes, you can say from economy, politics, of course, our beloved Prime Minister, our beloved ministers, our beloved minister, economy minister, and of course, Ma'am Sri Mulyani, and our politics. We can say that we have a president of Indonesia is Madam Megawati. She also takes part as politics, and we can see from the different perspective like DPR. There are so many women who works as society representatives in there, and they work for the legislative. So the point is, the conclusion is, feminism in Indonesia is very success. It's even growing, and it's basically can be seen from everything like women can do higher education. Even women, not a been that they are very smarter than men, because if we can say the higher education is only for men, I guess it's not. Women is a better option for the education because they are very talented to do the educating people. They have ability to educate people by by their skills, because their role as a woman is really connected with the teacher to teach something to our, like we can say that her role as a mother who dedicate herself to educate their children. So yeah, we must honor that, and gender equality, we must respect that. Don't be races. Okay. Okay, and that's all from me. And I'm sorry if there is a mistake of the lacking information regarding this material. I'm very sorry. So without any perspective, okay. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.